Vietnam returnee interview tape of Sergeant Patrick W. McHenry, serial number 2011890-0311. The interviewer is Major E.J. Godfrey. The location is Marine Corps Recruit Depot, Parris Island, South Carolina. The date is 25 March 1966. The interview subject will deal with Sergeant McHenry's experience as a squad leader and fire team leader with Delta Company, 1st Battalion, 4th Marines between March 65 and January 1966. The classification is unclassified. Sergeant McHenry, you got to Vietnam in March of 65. Did you get there with Delta 14 or did you go over independently?
No, sir, I went over to Delta Company, 1st Battalion.
Had you come via Okinawa or did you come right from Hawaii?
No, I came via Okinawa.
What did your unit do on Okinawa?
We trained over in the northern training area for guerrilla tactics for approximately 2 weeks. Went to Raider School, they pulled us out and moved us over to
What kind of school?
Raider School, sir.
Raider School?
Yes, sir.
Did you find that the techniques, the tactics, and the training you got in the northern training area was useful and actually pertinent to what you were doing in Vietnam?
Yes, sir. The terrain was a lot like Vietnam, and the tactics did help a lot.
What billet were you filling at the time?
I was a squad leader at that time.
Squad leader. And you were what rank then?
I was a corporal, sir.
What were they, short buck sergeants?
Yes, sir, they were.
How many men did you have in your squad?
I had 10 men at that time, sir.
How about the other squads?
Just about the same, sir.
About 10 men. How did you organize your squad with only 10 men? What did you do without?
Well, sir, we usually organized 2-man teams, and we had a grenadier and a squad leader himself. And
3 2-man teams?
Yes, sir. Well, it depended.
Or 3-man teams?
Yes, sir. 3-man teams, one team was short, usually a third team.
But you kept this triangular organization, right?
Yes, sir, that's important.
And instead of having two full teams, you chose to have 3.
Yes, sir.
I see. Why did you do this?
For maneuverability, sir. We always needed one for base and fire. We always needed one for anti-sniper teams or something of this sort, or for your points. You couldn't break up your teams in order to do this, sir.
So you felt that one man could provide the fire necessary, but that the maneuver was more important.
Yes, sir. Well, if I thought that the base of fire was needed more, I'd leave 2 teams behind and maneuver with myself, sir.
Was this choice as to whether you went into the triangular organization or whether you broke your squad, if you say you only had 10 men down, to 2 full fire teams? Was this choice left to you, or was this handed down to you, saying you will organize this way?
No, sir. This choice was left up to the small unit commander himself.
I see.
Myself, sir.
Okay, now when you got to Vietnam, were you filled up then, manpower-wise?
No, sir.
You stayed short?
Yes, sir.
Did you stay short during your whole tour there?
Yes, sir. In fact, I got shorter at times. My squad went down to as many as 6 men.
How small did the platoon get?
My platoon got down to 23 men at one time, sir.
Was this due to transfers or due to...
Yes, sir. They started rotating out because when we got over there, if the men rotated when they were supposed to rotate, they would have left the whole battalion. Just wiped out the whole
battalion. Were they transferring them back to the States or over to other infantry?
No, sir. They were transferring to different units.
I see. And did you ultimately get people in?
Yes, sir, but it took a long time.
What, in your squad, what equipment were you carrying? Well, let me rephrase it, weapon-wise.
We used to carry our normal arms, sir, which would be the M14 rifle. We had our M79 man with his pistol. We had our sheath knives, if we had any, our bayonets, our regular cartridge belts, and if the man had a pistol, or he brought a pistol with him, he usually carried a sidearm too, sir.
I see. Now, you were short people. Did you have a greater number of automatic weapons?
Yes, sir. I made sure that all my squad was equipped with a selector.
Your entire squad?
Yes, sir.
What kind of, let me switch subjects just a little bit. What kind of tactics did you run into when you first got there, as far as the VC are concerned?
They usually use mass tactics, sir, sneak attack, or sniper fire on us.
Now, when you first got there, what type of operation did you go into? Did you go into a defense perimeter, or did you immediately move into offensive operations?
We went into a defense perimeter first, sir.
And then, when did you leave this and begin patrolling? I'm assuming you began patrolling like most others.
Yes, sir. Well, they let us get acclimatized for approximately 1 week and get used to the terrain. Then they moved us up into the hills and we started running our patrols out there.
Okay, now where were you located?
I was in a 2-lot district, sir.
Where specifically was your unit?
That would be,
When you moved into the hills?
well, if you want the hill number, it was 219, sir.
Hill 219, was that northeast, southwest, what?
That would be
I'm sure it wasn't northeast.
probably southwest, sir.
Southwest.
Yes, sir.
Now, how deep were you patrolling?
We usually run a patrol maybe 5-6 miles out to the limit of our TAOR, sir, our tactical area of responsibility.
Now, it seems to me when we were talking earlier, you mentioned that when you first began your patrolling, that the ambushes and the counter-ambush tactics that we were using worked for a while, and then the VC began to change. How about explaining this a little bit?
Well, so the VC got wise to our tactics after approximately maybe 2 months over here, a month to 2 months. And they started hitting us from
Well,
farther
specifically now, which tactics, and then we'll...
Well, our ambush tactics, sir. When the Marine Patrol was caught in an ambush, sir, the squad usually laid down fire right away and moved through. Then the VCs started laying out minefields in front of them and trying to draw our men into them. Then when we started getting wise to this and started enveloping, they usually mined the sides where they were ambushing from. And we'd run into minefields down there. When they tried draw play, try to confuse us to exactly where their men were.
A draw play?
Yes, sir.
What do you mean by a draw play?
Well, they confused us that where the men were actually stationed in the ambush, so where the men were actually placed. And when we move in to what we thought was the bigger outfit, for the majority of them, the bigger outfit opened up behind us with a larger firepower, cut us down from behind.
So actually what they do is they'd hit you initially with a small unit, and then when you start moving into them, then from behind, you say,
Yes, sir, from
they
behind.
hit you with this big outfit.
Right, sir, from behind or on the flank, they hit us with a greater firepower. Try to confuse our leaders as to where they actually were.
Were there any other examples of this type thing that you can recall?
Well, Alpha Company, sir, 1st Battalion, was drawn in by a sniper. They sent a squad after him one time. The squad couldn't get him. The sniper was giving the company trouble, pinning him down a little bit. So they sent a platoon after him. They still couldn't get him, so they sent the whole company after him. And the sniper drew him right into a mortar field. And they ended up with 81mm mortars, 60mm mortars.
I guess we stopped going after snipers with companies then.
Yes, sir, we did.
How did your squad begin to go after snipers after, well, probably after this?
After that, sir, my squad usually organized a sniper team.
The killer team, you mean?
Yes, sir. If we got hit by a sniper, one team would start laying down a face of fire, and the other team would leave. And just start enveloping and searching the area completely, and they wouldn't come back until they found the sniper. They just searched.
How far, I mean, did you have a rule of thumb as to how far out the sniper would have to be before you do this?
Well, sir, generally when a sniper hits, it's within 200 yards. He's well camouflaged.
Now, if he's beyond that, would you,
Yes, sir, the men get called back then.
all right. Now, did you run into any special tactic that they were using? Were they shooting for any particular individual in your squad? Were they going for you, the radio men that might be with you, or
Yes, sir.
the automatic weapons?
Yes, sir.
What were they shooting for?
Well, if the automatic weapons had their bipods on, they were the first to go. They tried to wipe out the firepower of your squad quickly. Next, they would fire at unit leaders, the men with the pistols, which would be your machine gunners, your M79 men. And if they saw your rank, If they recognized you as such, the unit leader, they try to get you first. This didn't work too well with the Marine patrols, as every man was able to take over. The chain of command was well established before going out on patrol, sir.
I read recently where the VC was starting to move in closer. I think it was called the bear hug type technique, so that the effect of our heavier weapons, you know, artillery, mortars, what have you, maybe air, would be cut down, and we'd be less likely to use it if they're hitting us in close with their ambush tactics and whatnot. Did you run into this at all, or were they hitting you from pretty far out? How far were they when they were?
Well, sir, generally, I never was hit any closer than maybe 75 meters. Maybe the closest I was hit. My company was hit from about maybe 200 meters away. We never had any trouble with close tactics.
So they never had actually started this close in.
Yes, sir.
Now, did you in your squad have any of the new equipment? New uniforms or anything?
Yes, sir. We had new utilities and the jungle boots that they issue over there. And myself, I prefer the old type utilities. I believe they're a lot more comfortable, a lot more durable over that weather.
Is that right?
Yes, sir. A lot more durable. Your shirts are baggy. You have a tendency to catch on anything when you're walking through the thick underbrush over there. Your trousers are the same way. They have an excess of pockets on them, but you're supposed to be able to carry your gear instead of carrying a light marching pack. This has a tendency to put welts and sores in your legs, and I don't appreciate it at all. On long marches, it would be better to have a small pack on your back.
On long marches, were you?
Yes, sir. Our marches sometimes went about as many as 10 to 15 miles a day. We try to keep it down because of the heat over there.
How about the boots? How do they work out?
The boots over there, sir, were fine as far as the metal plate and the bottom went, but they had canvas sides, and there was a lot of cactus over there. And the cactus would go through a regular boot, so the canvas sides became a hindrance over there. They offered very little support. They had a firm grip, but they had two holes, air vents, in the bottom of the boot that let the water in. They were designed to let the water out and give air, but most of the time we were walking on dry land anyway.
You were not walking on dry land.
Yes, sir.
I see. Now, how about the punji traps? Now, did they successfully prevent injuries from the punji traps?
From the bottom, yes, sir, but they designed their punji traps that they have your spikes coming in at an angle. They come
From the
down.
side, then, huh?
Yes, sir. You can step through that part of the trap. You know, and down at the bottom, your feet are protected down there. But when you try to lift your foot up, spikes have a tendency to go into the side of your boot then. So actually these boots, protection from the side was very limited.
I see. The booby traps you ran into, were they, other than you would run into on Okinawa?
Yes, sir, the booby traps were pretty standard over there. It was the way that they disguised them that made it.
How did they disguise them, for example?
Well, sir, they'd bury them in the deck and cover them over with the bamboo matting. And then let the side grow over this matting, sir. So it'd be hard to distinguish between which was the real deck and which wasn't. Then we had your bamboo fences over there. They'd fill them up with an explosive and hook the detonating cord or cap, excuse me, to your gate on your fence. When you open a fence, it set the cap off, which in turn would just about blow the whole fence, which is nothing but one similarity. Be a Bangalore torpedo.
Yeah.
Something like this.
Okay, I appreciate you coming down and talking, Sergeant McHenry. Do you have anything else that you'd like to